Welcome to The Explainer. Today we are diving into a really dense and fascinating set of documents about a project that's, well, it's part tech company, part philosophical movement, and part cosmic mission. It's a lot to unpack. Okay, so right out of the gate, the source material just drops this quote on us. And you can tell immediately, right? We are not in typical startup territory here. This isn't about chasing market share or hitting quarterly goals. Nope, it's framed as a response to something much bigger, a spiritual, almost societal calling.
So what is this calling exactly? Well, the project, it goes by CryptoXchange or CX Infinity. It says its goal is to literally build the infrastructure for a new world. They see themselves as a kind of bridge, connecting where humanity is right now to where it could potentially go.
To do that, the Manifesto gives us these 5 core principles. But here's the thing, the subtext is everything. It's describing a future that chooses abundance over scarcity, cooperation over conflict. And the source makes it super clear. These aren't just, product features on a website. They're meant to be the actual foundational pillars for an entirely new society.
A grand vision is one thing, right? But how in the world are they actually planning to build it? Okay, let's get into the technical blueprint, what the source itself describes as a living cosmic machine.
At the heart of this whole thing is this really complex ecosystem of 11 interconnected companies, or subsidiaries. You can kind of think of them like organs in a body. Each one has a very specific job to do. One part acquires physical assets, another handles all the accounting automatically, but they're all designed to work together in perfect harmony. To really get how this machine is supposed to function, the source breaks it down into this 5-step process. See, it all starts in the real world, acquiring actual things like buildings. Then it tokenizes them, turns them into digital assets on a blockchain so they can be traded freely. Next, those tokens are traded globally. Transactions settle instantly between crypto and traditional finance. And the whole thing is capped off with an AI that automates all the accounting and compliance. It's meant to be this continuous, self-powering loop of value. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. The source material pivots from the technical what to the philosophical why. And it does that by laying out this very personal, almost mythic origin story for the entire project. So the creator's journey is framed like this epic struggle between 2 massive forces. On one side, you have the maligno, which the source pretty much describes as the current world system, one that runs on control, fear, and making us want things. Then, on the other side, you've got the forza mayor, a higher force that's calling the creator to a much bigger purpose, but it demands they let go of their ego and all their worldly attachments. The text says that to even answer this higher call, the creator had to go through a crucible. They call them tests of worthiness, and these were apparently trials of extreme hardship, designed to burn away any impure motivations. The whole idea being presented is that you can only be ready to build something truly new if you've been forged in that kind of fire. And then this very personal struggle gets scaled up, big time. The source material takes this internal conflict and just projects it onto the entire world stage. It presents what it claims are the 2 paths that all of humanity has to choose from for our future. This slide just lays out the core conflict perfectly. On one path, there's what the source calls the Grand Reset, a future of total technological control using things like centralized digital currencies. But this project positions itself as the alternative path, the Remembrance. And it's a path that uses the same tech, blockchain, AI, but for the complete opposite reason, for liberation, for freedom, and for us to reclaim our own sovereignty.
So ultimately, the whole thing boils down to this fundamental question, doesn't it? The argument is that tools like AI and blockchain, they're neutral, they don't have an agenda. The thing that defines them is the intention of the people building with them. So are they being used to build systems of control or systems of freedom?
And just when you think the scope of this can't possibly get any bigger, it does. The project's ambition isn't just limited to, reshaping finance or society here on Earth. So the ultimate vision is to create a universal mainframe. The text calls it an interstellar operating system. And as you can see, the roadmap starts here on Earth, then expands out to nodes on the Moon and Mars, and from there it's aiming for interstellar and even interdimensional communication. And the final goal? To preserve the human blueprint across the entire cosmos. And the source material leaves us on this final, provocative thought. It concludes by reframing its own significance, suggesting that this project isn't just happening in time, but that it is a time of transformation itself. It's complex, it's ambitious, and, to say the very least, it's a truly unique vision for the future.